did you do these jobs? Let's go through them. Let's check them. Okay, you were doing you great. You did your jobs, but did you hit your sister in the face? Because
that happens.
Right. So not just diligence, but a good attitude. Did you scream and so that's been
a game changer as well because they would only when we did the marbles in the jar thing. The reason they got 2 was because if they did it with diligence and if they did it with a good attitude.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'd only get 1. Maybe they had a good attitude, but they didn't really do it diligently. Yeah. Also, maybe they did it with a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome back.
Nice. Welcome back, everybody. It's so good to be here. Episode 3. Today, we're talking about how we get our kids to do chores. Sometimes, not always, but how we do it with our 4 kids. And it's very fun. We got our coffees.
Yeah. And I also love how he says we all the time, but really...
It's a we. Are you kidding?
It's mostly Jim.
It's always a we.
I'm just going to give credit where credit's due. Thanks to my husband.
Straighten up your mic, my girl. So boom. Oh, yeah. Looking good. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, should we get into it?
Let's do
All right.
it.
We're going to do it. You always go,
Does it annoy you a little bit?
no, it's the best. It's what makes
feels like it needs a...
It's what makes my day, I'll be honest. So I'm always looking back at the screen to make sure everything's working good. So Danielle and I have been talking about, basically Danielle needs a screen over here on this side so she can just see, make sure it's looking good. And then I need a screen behind her, which would have to be pretty high up there, in a big one because the wall's quite far away. That way we can just check, make sure everything's working okay. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing this all the time.
My hair's not doing some weird thing like sticking out here like the last one.
Oh, my goodness.
Annoying me.
So the first episode was the rats. The second episode was Danielle's hair.
The hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
And I feel bad because I didn't see it from this angle.
And we are just going to roll with it. People, just a side note, people have been making comments to us. Our friends are like, how do you just do that? Like, how do you just get on the camera and start talking? I'm like, lots of years of practice
for different things,
failing and trying to script things and then just being like, you know what, we're just gonna just roll with it. Rolling with the homies.
Name that movie. It's a song from a 90s movie starring Alicia Silverstone. Alicia,
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a funny thing, you got a funny thing, you got a joke.
I do.
Go.
Why is grass so dangerous?
Why?
Because they're full of blades.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
You got a little mini laugh out of him.
Excuse me. All right, so I found this little, what do you call that?
Meme.
Is it a meme? Quote thing? So, all right, that's a joke. So nobody has ever seen, let me start again. Nobody has ever been more surprised than a husband hearing about his wife's plans for the second time.
It's a little bit accurate.
It's pretty accurate.
You could also graft in their son. Feel like it's a little bit of a repeat.
So we have one boy and 3 girls, and my boy is he's like the second, he's like another bloke, another husband type that has the same qualities as a husband. Yeah. Which
would be what? Why don't we just name?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's our mascot, a rat mascot.
I like how you dodged that one.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I'll move on from there. All right, let's get into it. So, we're talking about how we get our kids to do chores. Okay, well, first we thought we'd paint a clear picture of the age of our kids now because we started this a long time ago. So we have 4 kids. That's not 4. That's 4.
Oh my gosh.
4. Can you believe
Nobody told me.
I remember when we had 3 and Sam Bailey at the New Life conference was like, come on, bro, 4's the new 3. I mean, forcing you through. I was like, ugh.
And
we did want 4.
At the time, was that at the same conference that I found out I was pregnant
so.
later, and I didn't know I was pregnant at that conference?
Yep.
So there you go. It was prophetic, Sam.
That's
well done.
funny.
Shout out, Sam Bailey.
Sam Bailey. O2 Church. Check it out.
Tauranga.
Okay, so our kids' ages right now, our boy is 14, and then we've got our 3 girls, 12, 10, and 7. And right now, our kids' chore list, we're going to show you what our kids' chore list looks like. If I can get this working, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like. All right, here we go. So can you see a little bit from there?
I can.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at on our piece of paper here.
Cool.
Okay, so this is our kids' chore list. As you can see along the top there, you got Josiah, Sarah, Sophia, and Jalen. You got their ages next to it. Okay, so in the blue, I coloured it so I could explain what it is. But basically, the blue is their jobs. That's their personal stuff that they have to do. So clean breakfast, put uniform on, tidy room, laundry, brush teeth and hair, put lunch in bag. And so that's their jobs, personal stuff that they've got to do for themselves. But then they've got to do something to contribute to the family. So there's kitchen, right, which is the kitchen. House, we just call it house, but it's actually clean the dining table, empty the rubbish, recycling, compost, clean the toilet and the bathroom in what we call the mail hub. And then we've got this third one here, which is Bella, which is the name of our dog. So you got to feed Bella, pick up the poo, tidy up all Bella's stuff around the tramp area where she plays sometimes. But then the lounge, the fourth one, that one is different. That one we just created for our youngest, just for her something to help with the house. So that's what that is. And then if you go, that was the pink one. Then the orange one is basically, the orange and the green is the afternoon version of that. And so instead of getting ready for school, it's what you do after school. And we have them make their lunch right after school and get out of your uniforms like straight away. So that's ready for the next day. And then after dinner or around that time, they go do the jobs that are for the family. So the kitchen, the house, and Bella and all that kind of stuff. And so that's where it's at right now. But it didn't start like that, right?
No,
it did not start like
far
that.
from it.
And it looks like a lot, but it's actually not. It's not. It's and for the record, they don't do it perfectly every day. Oh my Lanta, no way.
Sometimes not at all, but we roll with it.
We roll with it, yeah. But how we started was just one little job at a time, and so it's. So we want to talk about that. How do we get to where we're at now? And so basically how it was Josiah would have been like 4 or 5 when we started.
Yeah, so about 4.
About 4,
maybe 5. Like easy jobs, like picking up your clothes after you take them off, or tidying your toys, or nothing.
It was so cute.
Nothing like major with household stuff.
Yeah, nothing major. Yeah, and then when we moved to Nelson's, where it kind of kicked into gear when him and Sarah started going to school.
Yep. And that was about 7.
Yep, about 7. Yeah.
I had an impending 4th baby on the way.
Oh my lantern,
and we had talk about my mini mental breakdown in another episode.
You haven't lived if you haven't had a breakdown.
I came to the conclusion I cannot do this by myself. I need help with the house, the food preparation and feeding ourselves, and then
that's when we switched things a lot. So that's when I said, well, look, I actually like doing that stuff, but I can't keep doing all the other things I'm doing as well. Right. What if instead of me doing the budget, which I had done for 12 years of marriage or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe 11 or 12.
Something like that. Yeah. Remember. And I was like, I hate doing the budget. I can't do everything, but I can. I'd be happy to sweat. And you were like, sweet,
yes, please.
Easy. Yeah. And I was like, we'll switch. You do the budget. I'll help order our home life with the kids happily. So that's when it started.
That was incredible.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Saved a lot.
Saved a lot of lives. No.
Yeah, saved my life.
Saved the marriage. Yeah. So that's where it started. So we just started a little bit at a time. And so we're going to show you now how you can do this. And this is just kind of how we do it, but how we started doing it. And so I'll go to my little thing here and see if this works. Ah, it worked. Wow. Thank you, Jesus. It's
I'm so proud of you, babe.
Man, I can't believe this is working. All right. So we've got, this is how you start. So if you've got kids, especially young kids, but you could do this for any age kids, I reckon. Again, we started early and we started small. That job list that you saw, that's like after years and years of doing this. But the first thing you want to do, many years on. So we've got three things, these three things you can see. This is what you want to do, is you want to make a chore list. You want to, what do I put there? Set your huddle time. We'll explain what that is. And then you want to decide on rewards. And so these three things you want to do with your kids. You want to sit down and do it with them. Have them, like, don't do it by yourself and then, hey, just show them what it is. What was that?
Ownership.
Yeah, help them get involved in it all. And at first they'll be like, but eventually there will be a little bit of like, oh, this is kind of fun, and a little bit of that.
The novelty will wear off very quickly.
What it always wears off, always. Yeah. But that's okay because it's good.
Don't give up.
Yeah. So you sit down with your kids, no matter what age they are. We did this with Jalen with our kids when they were super little. They couldn't even read. You sit down and go, okay, we're going to talk about jobs we're going to do. What could be the jobs that you do in the morning, and you just come up with jobs that they need to do to get ready, even if it's just 2 jobs, like even though they got to do more than that, but just whatever you think is not going to be overwhelming for them, right? So it could be just in the morning, get your uniform on, brush your teeth, like just those 2 things.
It's really hard for children to remember.
Yeah, if that's all it is, then great. Just put those 2 jobs down in the morning.
And so that's a good point. And before they could read, what did we do before they could read?
Yes, exactly.
That's a good.
Yeah, because we had our youngest. We had the 3 older kids. They could read, so that we'd have a list. Like the one you were looking at before. But with our little Jalen, we just made little cartoon pictures. We found cartoon pictures. So I went to Google and I'd type in cartoon bed, and I'd just print it. I'd just get like a copy and paste a little cartoon bed, and that would be at the top. And then the next one would be a cartoon toothbrush. And we'd just go through and put them in a list from top to bottom. And she would just look at that and go, what's that? And she loved it. It was great. And so that's what we do for young kids. So if you have young kids, it's great. She's had the best attitude too.
I don't know if just because we introduced it before she was born.
Yeah.
So that's just what we did as a family. Whereas the other 3, we had to.
They fought it a little more.
Yeah, kind of get them into the swing of things.
Yeah. And so what you do, you sit down and you start making your chores. Your list. You make a list of what they need to do in the morning. And then also what they need to do in the afternoon. And you'll be doing yourself a favor if you get the morning jobs right and the afternoon jobs right. So, for example, for us, our kids mornings are kind of a write-off. So you want to do get them to do as much as they can in the afternoon. So first thing we do when the kids walk in the door from school, is we say uniform and lunch. That's before you even like think of doing anything else. Just uniform. Just take your uniform off and put it somewhere where it's meant to be in the uniform spot, and go make your lunch and put the lunch in the fridge. Just go do that, and they just know we're not even having a conversation until those 2 things are done.
That's automatic for them now.
Yeah, and most of the time they've already done it before they.
Yeah. Now they're like at the point. Some of the kids at the point like I've already done it. Like, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. Great. Yeah. And it's never all 4 at the same time. Never. It's like one of them's having the worst attitude, the other 3 are good.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Like yeah. And then so let's talk about the huddle. So you set your job list with them. You talk about a huddle. So what I've done is I'll have a huddle time in the morning, and I used to have a huddle time in the afternoon. And what that is our huddle time is 8 a.m. So basically they get up at somewhere between 6:30 and 7, and they have breakfast, they start going through their jobs, and they start getting ready. And I warn them, and at the beginning you've got to do a lot more walking with them and doing it together. But we say, don't forget there's a huddle time at 8 o'clock, which means we're going to meet one-on-one at the table and just come stand next to me. We're going to go through your job list, and that's what the huddle. And this is, you've already done your jobs. We're just going to go through it together and check. And I'll even have to get up and walk, make sure they've done it. Like look at the jobs that they're meant to have done. So that's what a huddle is. And what you have to do with younger kids, what I still have to do with Jalen, is not just that 8 a.m. huddle, but I actually have to walk with her all the way from 6:30 all the way to 8. Like, all right, what's next? Let's have a look. And I won't tell her what's next. I'll just, when it used to be a picture, I'd say, so we just did that one. What's that? You know, and then, okay, so what's the next pitch? She'd go, teeth. I go, okay, go. She'd run off and be like, yeah, you know, and she'd like doing it. But that's like a good attitude. Cool. And then, yeah, so that's the huddle time. And then the third thing here is to decide on rewards. This is where it gets a little more exciting for the kids. We've done all sorts of rewards, all sorts of things to motivate the kids. We've done things like screen time. Man, screen time is, I don't care who you are, that's the biggest motivator or draw card ever. And if you ever wonder if you can't get your kids to do chores.
Yep. Remove the screen.
Remove the screen.
It's simple. And yes, you will get pushback, and yes, they will scream and kick and cry.
Yeah.
But I promise you, if you stick in there with it, they will come around eventually.
Yep. It's the easiest. Mm-hmm. It's the one reward we've stuck to the most. Mm-hmm. You know, allowance is a good one. You can talk about if you don't give your kids allowance, that's a great one to catch them, to get them into this, because you don't need to do much at all. Like, you could do 20 cents
we did 20 cents a day.
Oh my goodness, we did like hardly anything. Yeah, even now kids don't.
A few dollars a week.
You get a few dollars a week, and we leave the opportunity for them to do more work, to earn more money. We tell them, like, you keep earning more money if you want. Just come see us.
But we were clear with what was a job and what was a responsibility for them.
Yes.
Like, we separated. Yeah. You don't
like
get out of
extra.
You don't get out of responsibilities for what you need to do for yourself in the house, but there will be extra jobs that you can.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of parents get really like, I'm not going to pay my kids to do jobs around the house. I was like, okay, well, I get that, but also, we separated out, like, this is non-negotiable. This is not related to your allowance.
Yeah.
This is just something that you need to do.
Yeah.
Which is usually cleaning up after yourself.
Yeah.
Personal hygiene. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. And if they wanted to earn more money, to like, I'll do this job for that, I'm willing to talk about that. But if they haven't done the things that's on this list, then we'll go do that first, and then we'll maybe have a conversation. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a good one. Allowance. And then when they were younger, when I was trying to really just get their attention and get them into it, we did lots of different point systems.
You had that app. That was really cool. They could pull.
Do you remember the name of that app?
Oh my gosh, I don't.
It was a real simple app. It didn't even have a menu, like which actually was great. You just open it up, and it was like this little cartoon jar, and you'd have one for each kid, and Josiah would have a jar, and every time. I think we would go through, it was like 2 points a day. In the morning, if we do a check, he would get 2 points, one for diligence, one for attitude, which we'll talk about as well. Mm-hmm. And he would get that. And the little ones love it. The little girls love it. They'd pull the little, there's a little ball.
Marble or
Marbles
in the jar.
Put it in the jar, and we go like that. How'd it go?
Which was nice.
Yeah. So that was cool. But those things eventually will wear off. Like you might need a new system. You could do like
change it up.
Do stars. You could do anything like that. Anything that's
get creative.
Kind of fun systems like that. I've seen little slidey things where they get to do so. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. So that's So those are the three things. Yeah, sure. I'll put it back to order. Thank you, my love. So make your chore list, talk about to the kids, okay, we're going to huddle at 8 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, you can do another huddle time too. You could do it at 4, so they have to do their jobs quick. Or you could actually do the huddle time after dinner. So our kids have to clean up after dinner.
That's a good one.
Another one that we do too now is, and it hasn't always been like this, but our 2 older kids that are 14 and 12, Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Did that last?
14 and 12, they cook dinner once a week. Yeah. And a couple of years ago, I couldn't even imagine that. But yeah, so Josiah is on Monday, Sarah's on Tuesday, and Bargain Box it's called.
Yep.
And so that's great. So they do their thing, and with Josiah in particular, sorry if you're watching this, but he has a hissy fit every second time. Like
every time,
I can't find the stuff.
How do you boil water? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was the funny. I was like, come on.
It's so pretty funny. It's a bit of a crack up. So
that's all right. He's doing great. You're doing great, son. I love you.
He does great.
I
It's
do
not
recognize
every time,
the
just
things
sometimes.
that you do for us, our family, and you're amazing.
Yeah. And that brings me to this one thing that we talk about that brings all this together is these two things, diligence and attitude. So we're always talking to our kids when we're looking at the job list, when we're setting the jobs, when we're talking about rewards, when we're talking about all three of those things, what we're judging them on or what we're critiquing them on is only ever two things, their diligence and their attitude. For example, did you do these jobs? Let's go through them. Let's check them. Okay, you were diligent. You great. You did your jobs. But did you hit your sister in the face? Because
that happens.
Right. So not just diligence, but a good attitude. Did you scream? And so that's been
a game changer as well, because they would only, when we did the marbles in the jar thing, the reason they got 2 was because if they did it with diligence and if they did it with a good attitude.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'd only get 1. Maybe they had a good attitude, but they didn't really do it diligently.
Yeah.
Also, maybe they did it with a bad attitude.
Yeah.
And we would
absolutely. And we would always emphasize attitude is everything. My brother is a teacher. He's been teaching intermediate for 20-something years. And in his classroom, at the top of his classroom, shout out to Scott Washer in Auckland. Best teacher in the country. He has a big thing on his classroom that says attitude is everything. And I remember the last time I saw that, I was like, oh man, it is everything. It's everything in marriage. It's everything in parenting. It's
in
so
life.
Good in life, yeah. So even we emphasize diligence and attitude, but attitude is even the most important,
right.
even more than diligence.
And more than perfection. I mean, You look at your house. You're gonna have to just accept it's not gonna be perfect when we implement this.
Yeah.
We are not doing this necessarily just for us and to have our house running well. What we are doing,
it would be easier if we did it.
So much easier. And I get it. If you're a clean freak, and we know some clean freaks they freaked out at us for when we said we're going to teach our children how to do that, when we're going to do the chores. And if you're watching, I love you. And if you know who you are, then I still love you. But you have to accept that it's not going to be perfect. The point of doing this is to train them to enter into the adult world when they grow up, and they are confident that they can go sledding, they can get married, they can do things because they know how to boil water, or they know how to clean a bathroom and a toilet, and they're not going to just be left to the wolves. Like I just feel like a lot of people get so bent out of shape. It's like their kitchen. So if you ever come to my house, my house is a little bit messy. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I hope that you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We endeavor to be clean. I love a clean house. Don't get me wrong. I don't like dirt and mold and that stuff around. So I do endeavor for clean.
Rats, apparently.
We're getting onto it, but the mess or the clutter is that's just training the kids to. It's a messy process, and it's hard. You just have to just roll with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'd have good days where, like the best day where one of the kids is doing this right, is they show up at 8 o'clock, or around that time, they just know. We barely even do a huddle anymore because they just know, hey Dad, I'm ready to do it. I've done all my jobs, and I'll go through it with them. I've already looked around a little bit, and they know what I've really been watching is their attitude, how they've been treating their sisters and their brother that morning. And
that's a job check. They call it a job check.
Check.
Dad, ready for a job check.
Ready for a job check. I'm like, all right, sweet. And we go for it. And I've always got this that came up on the screen, the chores. I've got this on the fridge, and I always get my little one to, all right, bring me the job check. And I always sit on the table. It used to be this table. But every morning I ask Danielle, I got my laptop, my coffee, my phone, and the chore list is sitting here. It's messy though. It doesn't look like this. It's all like wrinkly and dog-eared, and it's just sitting there. And Jalen's coming back and forth between every job because she's so cute and little. So that's how we do it. So basically, you walk through those three things, and then you talk about diligence and attitude. And when you first start doing this, you'll probably do great for a couple of days. The kids will do great, and then you just start to lose interest. But you just keep talking to them about diligence, attitude, and it's great.
That's right.
Yeah.
So 90% of the battle is you doing it.
Yeah. So you've got to be diligent and have a good attitude.
Which is why when we started this episode, I said, I feel like he keeps saying us. But this is really a credit to Jimmy and his diligence and his good attitude with our children. If it were left up to me, I'm so sorry. I would not be doing this by myself. So shout out to parents that are doing it by themselves or doing it hard. I get it. I understand. I feel you. But don't give up. And you can do this. And just trains the whole family to be diligent and have a good attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got Ryan calling me. Hey, Ryan, I can't answer the phone right now, but... Wait, should we answer it?
You should.
We should answer it. All right, let's answer it. Hey, Brian, what's up? You're live on the... Oh, you're not live, but you're on the podcast.
Oh, kia ora.
Say hi, everybody.
Sorry for interrupting your podcast.
Oh, good. We'll have you live properly in the studio at some point.
Yeah.
I'll call you back. Okay, peace. That's awesome. That was our associate pastor. Yeah, one of our besties. If you don't know, Danielle and I lead with the lead pastors at Freedom Church in Plymouth, and that was one of our associate pastors, Ryan. He's the best. We'll have him.
Some of our favorite people right there.
Yep. So, yep. And I feel like that's so right. Like the diligence and the attitude infiltrates into the marriage, into the whole house, and it's basically like now we have to do this too. And, yeah. Even when you're correcting the kids with their diligence.
Oh, I failed at that lots.
Oh
of times.
man.
Because once they start realizing what are your jobs, you remember that whole attitude.
Wait a minute. We're doing all these jobs. What are your jobs?
What are your jobs? So let me just gently walk them through. Okay, well, we can switch for a day and then walk them through what we actually do. And they're like, okay, never mind.
You're like, I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah.
I also want to address some people get really upset that we're taking the kids' childhood away from them.
What on earth?
You've heard that complaint?
Yeah.
That we've had that before?
That's
We've been attacked a little bit about that.
It's so funny. Don't even. Let me take you back to 1989.
I was going to say, you don't want me to go there because I know your children. I know that they weren't prepared for life. But the point is that this is a part of life. You know what? They actually get a lot of childhood fun time too. Like, that's the point.
Goodness.
That's the point. Is you work hard and you play hard.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not Nazi parents. We are not
Yeah.
cracking the whip.
Not
These are very, very short periods of time in their morning and in their afternoon, and the rest of the time they get to do fun things.
We're doing board games with them, movies with them, karaoke,
take them
taking them
out
on the beach, paddleboarding down the river.
Yeah.
It's like endless amounts of fun. Like, oh
so
my
don't
gosh.
worry, the children are okay.
They're living the dream. I mean, look at the studio, for crying out loud.
They have a lot of freedoms.
This is what they're living in right now.
They have a lot of freedoms. And, I just had a conversation with Josiah yesterday about the freedoms, and that when the freedoms get, abused or whatever, taken for granted, let's just say.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of an entitlement attitude happening. We have to readjust how much freedom you get. And I said to him, like, son, the only thing I ask is diligence and attitude. That's really, 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 it's so simple to please us. Don't even ask for excellence.
Yeah.
But if it hasn't been done to the standard that we are liking, then we will ask you to redo it, which is a part of the diligence.
That's right.
And then do it with a good attitude and not going Or I will start to remove things that you have been enjoying as a reward.
That's right.
Like PlayStation, cell phone, certain apps that you like to have been using that you learned really quickly yesterday that I blocked. Which parents, by the way,
so
family, getting some sort of family link on Google, that's a free one, where you have access to block certain apps or their devices.
Yeah. It was like yesterday. Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah. I did that yesterday. I was, the day was getting on. I thought and it's a Sunday, so I want them to pause their whole play weekend all of a sudden, and they need to go make their lunches for tomorrow, for Monday, which is hard to get them to do because it's been a long weekend of we just let them go for have some fun. And so I was about to go round them all up, and I got to walk around the house. There's 4 different kids, and I thought, let's just shut down all their screens, and one by one,
Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, one by one they started coming in. The older ones are like they kind of get it already, but it's like, Dad, my stuff. Yeah, you can have it all back when your jobs are done, your lunch is made, etc. And they're like,
which takes all of
attitude.
5 minutes. I mean, it's really.
And then they can even have it back. It's not, it's pretty funny.
And one of my children did not want to shower yesterday, and it was just why? What all of a sudden? Just did you get a phobia of washing?
So funny. Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to wash your hair. Just do a body wash.
All right, we're going to talk about some extra tips here. Here's just some extra tips I wrote down. I don't know what you think about this, babe, but the first one I put was connection. So through all the mess, through all the ups and downs and the chaos, and whether they're doing good at this or they're not doing good at this, just remember connection makes it all work. So find ways to connect with your kid, and your spouse while you're doing all this.
Connection before correction.
Yes, connection before correction. It'll just help.
So all you gentle parenting parents out there. I like the connection before correction, but there has to be correction.
Yeah.
You can't just let your kids rule and reign in the house.
And bite you in the butt.
And then you just go, but I don't want to break their spirits. Okay, I get that. I really do. You don't want to be crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't want to be correcting them all the time and just saying no all the time. But you need a good, lovely balance. You connect with them in their heart, but then you do bring the correction and the consequences. Because if there's no consistent consequences, this is not going to also work. I just feel like that's
definitely. Yeah, and when you start doing something like, all right, we're going to do a chore list, and we're going to aim to do this every day, it can feel a bit overwhelming for them and for you. But you just don't worry. It doesn't. It's just a goal to get to. It's going to take a long
little by little.
Yeah, so you just stay connected with them when they're crying and overwhelmed. Sometimes it'll be time to, let's get up, let's go. But sometimes it'll be time to just go sit down with them, give them a hug, and tell them, I get it. Sometimes I just don't want to do it either. Yeah, I totally understand. Sometimes, I tell one of our kids, depending on who's going through it, I'll just tell them, I get it, man. When I was your age, I found it really hard. And I'll just sit there with them and just for 5 minutes, and then hopefully they'll feel a bit better. And usually those mornings they won't get exactly the same jobs or the jobs done, but the goal is that we teach them to, by connecting with them, we teach them to relax, breathe, and then learn how to get back into having a good attitude.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, that way they might not have got their jobs done, but they've learn how to get out of a funk and to just relax a bit more, having a better attitude, and then they end up
and then they just don't get that reward that day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
eventually want that reward.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the week, they'll be like, "Oh man, I wish I did my thing." All right, next one here. I've got 5 minutes. Telling your child you only need to spend 5 minutes on this chore can help them not feel so overwhelmed. So the bedroom can be pretty overwhelming. For parents too. I'm
in the same way. I get it.
Yeah.
I actually spent 5 minutes today cleaning my side of the room.
Nice. So sometimes, if a kid has ADHD or for whatever reason, they'll look at something like a room and be like, "That's gonna take me. If I was gonna do that properly, it would take me 2-3 hours."
Yeah.
But you don't have to do the 2-3 hour version or the 1 hour version or the half. You can do the 5 minute version. So I try to. With our two youngest in particular, I'll be like, "Hey, let's just do don't worry about it." I'll even say, "Let's just do the 2 minute version."
Let's set a timer. I think timers are a really fun way.
Yes.
Let's see what you can do in 5 minutes. And let's set the timer, and you kind of make it a fun kind of game.
Yeah, totally.
This helps in a lot of areas. How many toys can you pick up in 5 minutes?
Ready?
For the littlest ones, even the toddlers can get involved in that.
Yeah. That's easy.
So,
And then
easy.
they what I often find is the 5 minutes will be up or the 2 minutes are up, but they keep going just for a couple of minutes longer because they're kind of like, I'm so close. I just have to, and they end up realizing, that's all it is. Yeah. And I have to tell myself that every day for a minute. All right. The third one, third extra tip here, I've got pictures. We talked about that, using pictures for younger ones instead of words. And then the fourth one, a bad day is just a bad day. You're going to have a bad day. Your kids are going to have a bad day. Sometimes as a parent, when you're having a bad day, whether it's you're feeling overwhelmed or the kids are making it hard or your spouse is making it hard, which doesn't happen to me. But
never, ever.
So I wouldn't even know what that is. But whatever reason you're having a bad day, it's important to remember that's all it is. It's actually just a bad day. And don't worry, we all have bad days. And sometimes it actually helps the parent realize, kids have bad days too. Because when your kid's having a bad day, I know for me, I've been so like strict and like,
get over it.
Stop
crying.
When I've had a bad day, it's helped me realize, like, oh man, I would not want to be treated like that if I was having a bad day if I was a kid.
In those situations, we often say, go and relax for 5 minutes in your room.
Yeah.
And come out when you're ready.
Yeah.
This is the fun zone. That's from Danny Silk's book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's how to parent.
Yeah.
Parenting book.
That reminds us, stuff to do with this is Kylo, Keeping Your Love On with Danny Silk and his daughter. They have a great, I don't know if it's a podcast or what it is, but they have it's a podcast, right? Yeah, it's amazing.
Mom
Check
and,
it out.
It's daughter and dad.
Yeah. And then that book was awesome.
Yeah.
Have a New Kid by Friday.
Yeah, that's where we learned this connection before correction.
Yeah.
But also you have to be firm on your consequences and or rewards, however you want to say it.
And I remember that's where we learnt he basically was like, parents, you have everything you need, like to motivate your kids. You just keep giving them everything.
That's right.
Just stop giving them everything.
That's right.
That allows you hit. Like he would even say in that book, he wouldn't even bring up the subject. He'd just remove the thing.
That's his whole thing is there's no warnings.
No warnings.
So you lay, like with your kids, you lay out the rules. Like these are there's an agreement.
Yeah.
Like, hey, children, we're going to do this. Do you agree? This is a good reward for doing your jobs. And this is a good, consequence for not. And they agree to the consequences. So that is the warning. That's the one warning they get. So let's say they're having, you ask, have you done your jobs? And they're melting down. And then you just remove the thing. Yeah. Whether it be, we had all sorts of dessert.
Yeah.
Which would have been like an ice block or a cookie or something. We would remove that option. Or now it's Wi-Fi, devices or Wi-Fi or whatever. Yeah. Or it would be they have to go to bed early. Remember that we would set the earlier and earlier. The bedtimes got earlier and earlier. Yeah. That was hard.
That was good for us.
We removed play dates, or we removed things that they really wanted.
Yeah.
But we had to be like.
They'd be like, why? Okay. Why? I'd be like, you tell me.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
You tell me.
So they tell stories. Was it that book or was that Danny Silk's book where they would say like, mom asked son to vacuum the house or whatever, vacuum the lounge. Yeah. And he had to go to his hockey game. Yeah. And she asked him and he said no. So she didn't give him any warning. She didn't say anything. But when it was time to go to his hockey game, she didn't move. She was like, I don't really feel like going to the hockey game, son. And he was like, why? And then she just was like, you're going to have to figure that out. And he figured it out pretty quickly. He went and grabbed the vacuum, vacuumed what he needed to. And then she was like, that's great. Let's go. Thank you. No screaming, no yelling. It was just all about respect, basically.
Oh, my goodness.
Is you're teaching your kid, you're not disrespectful to them. And you're teaching them to be respectful to you. So you don't have to yell at them. You don't have to nag them. You just clearly state. That's a lot easier said than done. I get it. I failed at this many times, but over the years we've gotten better and better.
And I feel like the more we're on the same page, which also actually takes time, but the more we're on the same page with this stuff, man, it's like so much easier. Yeah. So I feel for parents out there that either are single parents or you're married, but you're still getting on the same page with stuff. Yeah.
You got to back each other up.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the bad day thing. When us as parents make mistakes, let's say we yell or we get mad or something happens where it becomes a really bad day, the best thing you can do is humble yourself. Go to your child and apologize and say, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. That was disrespectful, or that was mean, or that was harsh. And I'm really sorry. A lot also easier said than done, because when you have to humble yourself to a little child, it's literally very humbling. You feel like,
because they've been doing something wrong that whole time.
Right. Yeah. But I've had to come to realize I can't expect my 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old or even 12-year-old to have the mental capacity to humble themselves and come to me and say sorry.
Yeah.
But what usually happens, and this happens with spouses as well, when you come and say sorry with humility and don't blame. I'm sorry I got mad because you did this. No, I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. Period. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. That really, studies actually have shown that is the thing that causes kids to grow up and then for themselves to repeat good behaviors. And then they will want to say sorry back. You know, just yesterday, I had to humble myself to my oldest and be like, look, I'm sorry, I overreacted. That was not right. I'm really sorry.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that was good. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
How we get our kids to do chores. If you have any questions about what we're talking about, or queries or complaints, just put it in the comments and share and like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We're having a goal now. Our first goal is to get to 50 subscribers. Woo! 50. So let's try to do that. That'd be so cool if we had 50. We've got like 17, I think, right now, which is pretty cool.
Thank you for those 17 subscribes.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. And our next episode, which is coming up next week, is actually going to be our first in-studio guests. So we're going to be interviewing some guests in our next episode. It's going to be really awesome.
That's exciting.
So we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys later. I'm going to try and do my thing here. There we go.